It's interesting that we both don't commit to actually clipping on the mic thing.
Absolutely not.
It's between my legs always.
I'm starting to cry.
Don't. Please.
Here, bitch.
You're too pretty to cry. Don't. It's not like you.
Run away with me to Ireland.
Can you speak so that we...
Yes. I will run away with you to Ireland.
Oh my God, run away.
I'm
Let's
being
run
so
away.
for real.
We're like,
Off me. We're like.
wait, I'm not. I didn't even put
We're like
this on.
foes.
Fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
A deadly plane problem in Hollywood. New bills.
We're not doing the pronoun Olympics in Florida. It's not happening here.
Signed by Governor DeSantis. The saga continues for embattled Congress member George Santos.
This is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself.
The latest from our DC bureau. And Game 1 of the Heat-Celtic Eastern Conference Finals. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Kenya Cardone.
I'm Amanda Gray. Today is Thursday, May 18th, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Hollywood resident shocked after a plane crashed near a local shopping center. That crash was fatal for the pilot inside the plane.
As the network's Nicole Sood reports, the pilot was alone in the plane and no one on the ground was hurt.
Authorities in Hollywood responded to a deadly small plane crash yesterday afternoon. The plane, which appeared to be a banner plane, departed from North Perry Airport and Pembroke Pines and caught fire after crashing just north of Hollywood Boulevard. The pilot, whose identity has not been revealed, died in the crash. Even though the crash occurred right next to a busy shopping plaza, officials did not report any additional injuries. For most of yesterday, police closed down the area of 450 North Park Road.
I am so shocked that this happened so close to home. I mean, this is a busy area, the street. People are always on the street, so it's just shocking to even know that, well, thank God no one was hurt, you know? So, yeah, I'm very sorry and sad to hear about the loss of the young man that passed.
The Federal Aviation Administration identified the plane as a single-engine Piper PA 25235. North Park Road is expected to remain closed for 24 hours. This is Nicole Swed for Kaplan News.
New video today out of Japan, where it's already Thursday evening. President Biden participating in the G7 summit in Hiroshima, and just moments ago, he met with Japan's Prime Minister. Biden plans to cut his overseas trip short so that he can help deal with the debt ceiling issue.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I can't. Go. This morning, other big story in thrilling fashion. The Miami Heat defeated the Boston Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat were money shooting the three ball, making 16 out of 31 attempts. The Heat defeated the Celtics 123-116. Okay. I can't do this, I'm so sorry. Game 2 will be Friday in Boston. Jimmy Butler led the way for the Heat, scoring 35 points and capitalized off the Celtics' late turnovers. Butler also recorded a playoff career-high 6 steals.
I feel like we did a really good job on the defensive end. We shared the ball on offense, made some shots, got a win, but that's not enough for us, and we want to get another one in 2 days.
Playoff hysteria continues tonight, but this time it's on the ice. Game 1 between the Panthers and Canes in Carolina. Puck drops at 8 p.m.
Republican Congressman George Santos is now under arrest in the federal court in Long Island. The reason for this indictment revolves around 3 main schemes he allegedly used to ascend in the halls of Congress. Reporter Nicole Castañeda from our D.C. Bureau has more.
Congressman George Santos is now facing himself with 13 criminal counts. He is accused of using unemployment money for his own benefit when it was meant for people in need during the pandemic of COVID-19. He is also accused of recruiting donors and using this money for himself, and also for giving false testimony to the House of Representatives of the source of his income.
Well, first, he should be expelled from Congress. He's already admitted to actual criminal activity, to actual fraud in Brazil. And so now is an opportunity to hold him accountable.
Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia introduced a resolution to expel Republican Representative George Santos. The motion offered by Garcia is privileged, which means House Republicans will schedule the vote today.
I'd probably vote no. I'd like to see, I still think we got due process in this country, of course.
Santos pleaded not guilty on all counts and was released on bond.
This is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself. We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come after me.
He also told the media after his arraignment he'll come to D.C. to vote on the House Republicans' border security bill held today. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says it's very important to come to a conclusion very quickly in a safe bipartisan committee.
The George Santos indictment is very serious. I think we can look at this very quickly and come to a conclusion on what George Santos did and did not do through ethics, a safe bipartisan committee, equal number of Republicans and Democrats, and I think that's when you bring it back to Congress.
The Defense Council has agreed to certain conditions for Santos's bond. He can travel within the continental U.S. with a prior notification, and he won't be required to use an ankle monitor. His next hearing is scheduled for June 30. From Washington, D.C., reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Nicole Castañeda.
This morning, laws targeting the LGBTQ community are going into effect after Governor Ron DeSantis signed several bills, including Senate Bill 254. The governor signed the Let Kids Be Kids bill package in Tampa yesterday, which also happened to be International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. The package includes bills that bans minors from gender-affirming healthcare, declaring pronouns, and more.
Educational institutions, detention facilities, correctional institutes, juvenile facilities, and public buildings with a restroom, locker room, or changing facility that they must have separate facilities for men and women based on biological sex. A woman.
The legislation also addresses public restroom usage, adult live performances, and access to youth sports.
Extreme weather events are happening all over the country as a result of climate change. Rural areas are often hit the hardest with fewer resources available for recovery. The Biden administration is taking historic steps this week to help these efforts.
As climate change heats up the planet at an unprecedented rate, extreme weather events are becoming the norm. Throughout the United States, rural areas are often exposed to floods, winter storms, and heat waves with fewer resources to handle the damage. This week, the Biden administration announced an investment of $11 billion to bring more clean energy to rural America. This announcement comes amidst historic flooding in Missouri, which was declared a 500-year event. Homeowners in St. Louis were trapped in their homes with up to 4 feet of water due to drainage system issues.
And I heard a crash and all the water came through. I almost got hit by furniture in my own house. I almost died in my own house because the drainage system was not working.
All of our stuff is just displaced and ruined, and we have to figure out how to clean it up because insurance doesn't cover it.
Extreme weather events are not only affecting Missouri at the moment, with flash floods being reported in Minnesota. Residents of Comfrey, a small town 2 hours outside of Minneapolis, were forced to evacuate their homes this week after experiencing the worst flooding in 30 years.
Spots down there, it's 2.5 feet deep. It's going to devastate the farmers, it's going to devastate the whole community.
The new investment will provide grants and loans for rural electric cooperatives, nonprofit companies that provide affordable electric utilities to over 42 million Americans. The administration says the goal is to help rural families keep the lights and heat on during extreme weather events.
The Marlins look to secure a winning record as the Nationals come to MIA.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
A recent graduate chases his dreams after overcoming the unimaginable. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
A young paralyzed man moves hearts and minds after learning how to move towards his goals. Walking across the stage for an associate's degree has special meaning for a man in Richmond, Virginia.
As Network's Aiden Chacon reports, the man is paralyzed after getting shot just before his high school graduation.
25-year-old Khalil Watson of Richmond, Virginia graduated after he was left paralyzed from the neck down due to a shooting that occurred just weeks before his high school graduation in 2016. With the help of a robotic exoskeleton, years of specialized physical therapy, and an admirable mindset, he was able to walk the Reynolds Community College stage on Monday night.
Having to see it from the hospital bed in high school, and now I'm being able to actually experience it physically means a lot to me. If it wasn't for God and my family and friends and my therapist, I wouldn't have been able to experience this moment. So it definitely feels great.
After the 2016 shooting, Watson's positive attitude and hard work allowed him to relearn simple human functions such as speaking, minor movements, and even breathing. According to the Virginia student, the moment was well worth the wait.
It felt great knowing that all of my hard work has paid off and that I'm being rewarded and acknowledged.
Watson graduated with an associate's degree in pre-social work. He plans to further pursue his education by transferring to Virginia Commonwealth University. He says he wants to help those who are living through difficult circumstances by pursuing a career as a social worker.
I just want to let them know that anything is possible, and despite their circumstances, just keep going.
I'm Aiden Chacon, South Florida Media Network.
The Miami Marlins are back on a winning record after their win against the Washington Nationals here at home. This extends the Fish to a 3-game winning streak with the Marlins down in the second inning. George Soler hit a go-ahead 2-run homer in the fourth for the lead and overall victory. The final score was Nationals 3, Marlins 4. The Marlins will have their last game of the series against the Nationals today at 1:10 p.m. You're watching SFMN Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Kenya Cardone. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.